लोग का, बहुत पुराना. So उसके बाद now we are starting a new chapter today, that is a living one. Okay, I hope सब लोग सुन रहे हैं, कोई सो नहीं रहा है. And actually this chapter is not really something, I think सब लोग ने एक बार पढ़ भी लिया रहेगा. किसी ने पढ़ा है ये chapter?
Yes.
Yeah, because okay, नहीं पढ़ा है, that's fine, but then if you see it's a chapter number 1, so actually और वो भी 11th का, it is more of like something which introduces you towards biology की क्या है, क्या क्या factors है, living, non living, then other things like हम लोग कैसे study करते हैं वगैरह kind of things. But जितना मुझे पता है, I think तुम लोग का almost more than half syllabus is almost done. So तुम लोग को already पता है what is biology, what is livings, what is non-livings, differences क्या है, कैसे है and all. So this is more of like a interactive session जहाँ पे it will be more of like discussion and not a literally teaching because पढ़ाने के लिए कुछ है ही नहीं इस chapter में. It's very simple things and I am very sure सबको पता ही होगा basically क्या है, और अगर जो terms नए लग रहे हैं, नहीं पता है, that I will explain it. So at any moment you feel कि नहीं समझ रहा है, ये word कुछ अलग है वगैरह ऐसा, do not hesitate, just unmute yourself and ask the question. Okay, so for that reason only I did not make any presentation because मुझे खुद को ही नहीं समझ में आ रहा था कि क्या लिखूं मैं in presentation, because there is no point in making any presentation when there is nothing very important as such in thing. Okay, I won't say this chapter is not important, it is important, but the things are very simple, so do not require any other way. So I hope you are able to see the PDF file which I have shared. It's the same textbook file which you all are having. So let's start. Okay, and at any point if you feel my voice is breaking or there is some network issues, please let me know, because there are some kind of network fluctuations from my side. Okay, so the chapter number 1, living world. I think all of us are very much aware what is the basic difference between livings and non-livings. चलो बताओ, कौन बताएगा? You can raise your hands to avoid any kind of, but I don't think there is an option. Okay, yeah, great. तो शैरन जाग रहा है क्या? बाकी लोग क्या कर रहे हैं? अभी इतना सिंपल क्वेश्चन के लिए भी अगर एक ही बच्चा हाथ उठा रहा है यार, दिस इज नॉट फेयर. चलो बताओ शैरन, व्हाट इज लिविंग एंड व्हाट इज नॉन लिविंग?
लिविंग में हम लोग में ग्रोथ होता है, नॉन लिविंग में नहीं होता है.
ओके शैरन, सो टेल मी, अगर मेरे पास लेट्स से आई एम हैविंग अ सॉइल, और सॉइल में like I am having a 5 gram of soil. After 1 hour मैंने उसमें और 1 gram soil ऐड किया. After 1 hour मैंने उसमें और 1 gram soil ऐड किया. So ultimately with time there is increase in amount of soil I am having, right? So मैं क्या बोल सकता हूँ कि उसमें growth हो रहा है?
सर वो हम लोग ऐड कर रहे हैं, वो थोड़ी ग्रो हो रहा है.
Okay, very good. But then in general अगर मुझे बोलना है, so can I say its size is increasing or it's kind of growing? ऐसा कुछ बोल सकता हूँ मैं?
ब्रेक हुआ आवाज.
Okay, so अब मैंने बोला कि if I am adding something like this to the soil, okay, तो मैं उसको ग्रोथ कंसिडर कर सकता हूँ क्या? Forget about the thing कि वो हम लोग कर रहे हैं या नहीं. Okay, hold on this point, right Sharon? Any other any other point anyone else want to say? Growth. Okay, so now Sharon just have mentioned about one thing, growth. What are, yes Pranay?
Sir, movement.
Movement, very good. So that is another option. So growth and movement दो हो गया. But then movement, let's say कि एक रॉक है और रॉक को मैंने ऊपर से नीचे फेंक दिया, तो अभी वो ऐसे पूरा से मूव होते 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 माउंटेन के टॉप से माउंटेन के बॉटम तक आ गया. So can I call it a movement?
सर मूवमेंट दिखाता है पर लोकोमोशन नहीं दिखाता.
I don't know, Sharon, I could not hear you.
सर मूवमेंट है पर लोकोमोशन नहीं है उसमें।
Okay, then what is the difference between movement and locomotion?
मूवमेंट मतलब मूव होना और लोकोमोशन मतलब एक प्लेस से दूसरे प्लेस में।
So can I do locomotion without movement?
नो
Okay, so okay, but okay, but that's also fine. Okay, so one said growth, Pranay said movement. Any other point?
सर पर वो जो आता है उसको हम लोग की देंगे तो मूव होते हैं, तो मूवमेंट वैसा नहीं।
No, that's fine. For now, we can say movement.
यस
It's okay. I want the next point. So दो ही, तो तुम लोग को लगता है कि हम लोग में और तुम पत्थरों में से दो ही डिफरेंस है कि हम लोग ग्रो हो सकते हैं, हम लोग मूव हो सकते हैं, there is nothing else.
स्टिमुलस रेस्पॉन्सिवनेस।
Wait, खुशी, yeah, खुशी, tell me.
रिप्रोडक्शन नहीं कर सकते नॉन लिविंग।
Very good. So reproduction नहीं कर सकती नॉन लिविंग। Okay, but let's say मेरे पास अगेन एक बड़ा सा पत्थर था, टूट गया, दो बन गया, तो मैं उसको रिप्रोडक्शन बोल सकता हूँ?
नो
You all are saying very right points. Very right points. I agree with you all. There is something, a simple thing I would say, तुम लोग भूल रहे हो कुछ तो mention करना. Try to recollect. ठीक है, but even that is fine. So now we have 3 points, right? Growth, movement, reproduction. What else?
मेटाबॉलिज्म।
Very good, Srishti. It's metabolism. What is metabolism?
sum of all chemical reaction in a
But Sharon, yeah, Srishti, what is metabolism? So it's sum total of all the chemical reactions happening in the inside a living system. Okay, so that is a very good point, metabolism. So now we have 4 points. What else?
लिविंग थिंग रेस्पॉन्सिवनेस टू स्टिमुलाई दिखाते और नॉन लिविंग थिंग नहीं दिखाते।
Okay, responsiveness. Yeah, Srishti, you are saying something?
सर आपने बुलाया ना।
हाँ, तो मैंने पूछा था what is metabolism?
सर जो केमिकल रिएक्शन बॉडी में होते हैं उसको बोलते हैं।
Yeah. So that's fine. So see, now we have 5 points. Okay, so growth, movement, reproduction, metabolism, and the last one was the responsiveness. Okay, so or we also call it as a irritability. उसका मीनिंग ये है कि मैंने पत्थर को एक घुसा मारा तो it can't hit me back, right? या फिर that kind of thing. मतलब that's the one thing only living things can do. तो हम लोग खुद से कुछ respond कर सकते हैं. It's we have ability to respond. There is something called a reflex action. मतलब कितना भी small thing हो, we can quickly respond. Simple thing. जब हमें mosquito bite होता है कभी, within a seconds we realize कि okay, there is something biting on my hand. कैसे? Because there is a very fast signal transduction जो होता है from the site of the bite to your brain. Neurons से there is release of neurotransmitters. मतलब बहुत fast. अभी we will not go in detail about the how the signals are transduced, but क्या जानना है हम लोग को कि बहुत फास्ट होता है, न्यूरॉन्स के थ्रू होता है, एंड दैट एक्चुअली गिव्स अ इमीडिएट रिस्पांस. ऐसा नहीं है कि मुझे अभी मच्छर काट के गया और 1 घंटे बाद में वहां पे रब कर रहा हूं या आई एम ट्राइंग टू हिट द मस्कुलर. ऐसा नहीं होता, राइट? इमीडिएटली विद इन फ्यू सेकंड्स और लेट्स से अ मिनट फॉर समटाइम्स these things happen, and that is something I can call as a responsiveness, which is a missing in a non-living things. So these are 5. There are few more, but then these are 5 major points which you all have correctly listed out कि ये major differences है living and non-living में. Yeah, all are correct. I am not denying any of them. But then जब अगर मैंने पूछा, so now we are having 5 points. Okay, please listen to me carefully. Now tell me which of the following are exclusively characteristic feature of only living beings. जो तुमने 5 बोला उसमें से कौन सा exclusively only living beings से दिखा सकते हैं?
growth
No,
Reproduction.
No.
Metabolism.
Yeah, metabolism is one, and
Response.
yeah, response. So these are the two which are basically, I can say, exclusively, मतलब बोलते ना, बहुत specifically सिर्फ living beings से दिखा सकते हैं. Growth and reproduction, as I mentioned, they can also be shown by non-living things. Now, you will say ऐसा कैसा बोल दिया non-living, वो तो खुद से नहीं कर पाता है, and all agreed. And that is the only difference. Okay, in case of growth, I could say कि जो ग्रोथ हम लोग का होता है दैट इज इंटरनल ग्रोथ विद इन हम लोग के ऊपर अंदर से होता रहता है, राइट? कि हम लोग का विद एज देयर इज अ चेंजेस इन डिफरेंट थिंग्स एंड दैट इज व्हाट वी कॉल एज अ ग्रोथ. हाउएवर इन केस ऑफ द नॉन लिविंग थिंग्स इट्स अ एक्सटर्नल ग्रोथ. तो हम लोग खुद an external factor is introducing something or other thing because of which there is an increase or decrease in the size of a particular non-living thing, and that is called as a growth in their terms. Okay, reproduction as already I mentioned कि कोई टूट जाता है नॉन लिविंग थिंग तो दो बन जाता है, वी कैन नॉट से कि वो रिप्रोडक्शन है करके. इट्स अ सिंपल थिंग but because it is happening with an external factor and not because of the same individual जो involved है, the way it happens in a living beings, right? In case of living beings, reproduction होना ही होना है, how? But we require both the male and female factor, right? That is not the case in case of non-living factors. So that is few things. If you just go and read about it in more, just if you could just Google inclusive and exclusive criteria. Inclusive मतलब जो लिविंग नॉन लिविंग दोनों भी दिखाते हैं, एक्सक्लूसिव मतलब जो सिर्फ लिविंग ही दिखाते हैं, एंड द एग्जांपल्स आर responsiveness and metabolism. Okay, and as you all have clearly mentioned, so that these are a few of the characteristics of the living organism. And can I say then all the living beings जो हम लोग के अर्थ पे है, all of them are same and similar, या उसमें भी differences होते हैं? So you can see these all questions are actually in terms of can you recall. इसका मतलब है कि तुम लोगों ने पहले ये already पढ़ा रहेगा कहीं पे, तो it was there in a 10th standard, 9th standard or whatever. So if you are able to answer this question, it's kind of revision for you all. Okay, थोड़ा एक बार start हो गया, then I can go ahead with the new things which we are going to learn in this particular chapter. Okay, so now if I want to say whether all the organisms are similar or not, I can say no, they are not similar. Okay, there are few things which you can find similar but not always, right? कुछ प्रोटीन सिमिलर हो सकते हैं, कुछ स्ट्रक्चर वाइज सिमिलरिटीज हो सकती है, बट इसका मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि हर एक का एक ही फॉर्मेट है और वही फॉर्मेट हम लोग ने ईच एंड एवरी ऑर्गेनिज्म के लिए फॉलो अप किया है. नो, नॉट लाइक that, right? Every species is having its unique characteristics. It has its exclusive characteristics, it has its inclusive characteristics, which actually make it a specific particular, like which actually give it the specific properties, and because of which it is actually surviving on the earth. Okay, so that is just a revision for you all, and I'm happy you all know most of the things. Now the next things, as I just was talking about कि हर एक ऑर्गेनिज्म को अर्थ पे रहने के लिए स्पेसिफिक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स एंड ऑल रहता है. So we all know Earth, a single planet in our solar system which is showing a life, right? Life है, पानी है, and now we are trying to find out other things on the Mars and Moon and whatever other things, but then Earth is for now, Earth is the only planet which is showing us a life, and it is made up of what? Abiotic and abiotic components. What is abiotic and biotic? Hello?
Living
Yeah.
and non-living.
Exactly. So it is the same thing which you are reading, but you will always find new terms. So अभी तक हम लोग living, non-living के terms में बोल रहे थे. इससे आगे हम लोग abiotic and biotic के terms में बोलेंगे. Abiotic and biotic क्या होता है? Abiotic is a non-living things, and biotic is a living thing. So what all things are involved in biotic or living things, starting from the very smallest prokaryotes, there is a bacteria, there is a fungi, there are plants, there are protozoans, there are animals, insect, like multiple different phyla, right? Phylums are there, right? And then also there is something called as abiotic, matlab wind, sun, solar energy, like something जो हम लोग which is not having any kind of life form. So that's always abiotic. Now tell me one factor you know which is called as a connecting link between the living and the non-living, or I can say biotics and the abiotic factor. This is
Food.
Food. But food का how can food it be a connecting link? Connecting link मतलब क्या? वो दोनों के बीच में आता है, right? फूड कैसे? फूड तो प्लांट से रहता है मोस्टली, 90% फूड इज
नहीं, सनलाइट चाहिए प्लांट को.
हाँ, तो बट देन वी आर नॉट डायरेक्टली टेकिंग अप द सनलाइट ना. हम लोग तो प्लांट से बना हुआ खाते हैं और प्लांट्स आर लिविंग बीइंग्स, राइट? प्लांट्स आर लिविंग बीइंग्स, राइट शरण? और नो?
यस.
हाँ, so I got that wrong. So what do you think? What can be that one organism or the one animal which now is called as a connecting link between the livings and non-livings? मतलब up to certain, what when I say connecting link, what does this mean? It means whenever I call something as a connecting link, उसका मतलब है कि sometimes after like in during some time it is behaving as a living, during some time it is behaving as a non-living, and that is why it is called as connecting link. So in this case we are talking about living and non-living. That's why I called you as a connecting link between living and non-living. But if there is, let's say there is an example of something, you must have learned the topic kingdom Animalia. So you remember the word, what was that? Hemichordata, and there is always this one sentence called as hemichordata is a connecting link between.
Yes.
Yes, Ajinkya, between what and what? Hemichordata.
Non-chordata and chordata.
Chordata. Very good. So that's meant
Yes.
it has some characteristics of chordata, some characteristics of non-chordata, right? So similar way, there is something on earth which is called as a connecting link between living and non-living, and this I'm asking you because this can be a very common question for your entrance as well. So anyone can you recollect ऐसा कौन सा organism है जिसको हम लोग living और non-living के बीच में consider कर सकते हैं?
Virus.
Very good, very good, very good. Yes, because viruses are obligate parasites. When I say obligate parasite, इसका मतलब क्या है कि जब भी वो होस्ट के अंदर जाएगा, मतलब कोई लिविंग सेल के अंदर जाएगा, only at that moment it can behave as a living system. जब भी वो बाहर हवा में रहेगा, पानी में रहेगा, it behaves as a non-living system. Okay, so that is a thing about viruses. Okay, very good. Then there are biotic components, as I mentioned, multiple differences. There are a lot of evolution you will find, and if you see or compare a simple virus, or let's take a simple bacteria and the most evolved human beings, you will find there are extreme level of evolution which has happened. However, you will still find some common links because we all are coming from what? A single cell. So there are few things which are always you will find. You can extrapolate and you can link out. I wouldn't say 100% similar रहेगा, no, but up to certain extent, let's say 5%, 10% as a similarity can be observed in different organisms. Okay, then comes exactly how we differ these living factors or living beings and the non-living beings, and I think the answer is already has been given by all of you very correctly, but we will just go through it exactly what the textbook says now. Okay, so if I want to differentiate the livings and non-living, I need to know the basic principles of life. Okay, so there are a few points which are actually covered up under the basic principles of life, which says that the very first principle says that the living beings, one produce or born, they has to survive. मतलब there is no choice. एक बार आ गए तो जीना ही है, फिर there is no option kind of thing, right? So once produced, they have to survive. We will find out for survival, we always need some kind of energy and a chemical molecule. So what kind of chemical molecules do we require for survival? What kind of biochemical molecules do we require for survival?
Protein, fat, carbohydrate, lipid.
So protein, lipids, carbohydrates, these are the few basic things which we require for the survival. And why these are important? Because this provides us the energy. That's why it says we require energy and the chemical molecules. Okay, and from because of this, अगर मुझे ये molecules से energy obtain करना है, it means I need to, and this chemical reactions which are happening inside our system is called as a metabolism. That's why the point which was said by Srishti, right? Metabolism is a characteristic feature of a living being. So that's why it is a characteristic feature, because we have our chemical molecules. Chemical molecules, they are non-living, but our body have a capability to utilize these non-living molecules and convert them into energy, which is not really a possible thing for any non-living system. कर सकता है मैं सब एक रॉक लूंगा, उसको खड्डा पाड़ूंगा, उसके अंदर में इन बायोमोलिक्यूल्स एंड एंजाइम्स डाल दूंगा, and I will just wait कि वो रिएक्शन होते जाए. So is it possible? No. There will be some kind of reaction which take place, but that is not a correct thing, or that is not really what I am expecting. Our body is a complete open system जिसके अंदर temperature, pH, every physical and chemical factor is actually optimized. तो वहां पे ही पर्टिकुलर रिएक्शन ठीक से हो सकता है. We try to mimic reactions in vitro, जो हम लोग बाहर करने की कोशिश करते हैं, but it requires extreme level of maintenance. Okay, so that's what the first principle says, that is metabolism is a characteristic feature. And we all know metabolism can be of two types, anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism matlab to synthesize the molecules, catabolism matlab to break down. So if I require energy, which reaction will take place?
Catabolism.
Very good. So agar mujhe, or can you give me one example of catabolism?
Formation of amino acid from protein.
Okay, good. So these are the two important reaction, and as you clear हम लोग protein को break down करके amino acids बनाते हैं, and the energy is released, and this reaction is called as catabolism. And anabolism just opposite to that, जहाँ पे हम लोग amino acids को use करके protein बनाते हैं, but in this reaction the energy is not released, whereas the energy is utilized. Okay, so that is the basic difference between catabolism and anabolism, and I think we already have discussed this term in a chapter biomolecules. Right, so I hope every one of you is well aware about what is metabolism, what is catabolism, what is anabolism, the basic differences between two, and there is something called as amphibolism. What is amphibolism? No? What is amphibolism? Note it down and find it out. Okay? If nahi mila, then in next class I will tell you what is amphibolism. Okay, so that is the first principle. I hope you understand. So metabolism, first feature of the life. Second, एक बार birth हो गया, okay, next one. So from the birth onwards, the organism shows tendency of what? Growth and development. It's not like बच्चा पैदा हुआ and it will be in that state only for years and years, no? Right? We actually, if you, I don't know how many of you, अगर किसी को, if someone in your family is like you have a small baby, you can actually see the development. It's too fast. मतलब वो starting 3 weeks में, उसके बाद जो difference होता है कि start holding his own neck, उसके बाद वो पलटी होना, one side पे आना, बैठना, then चलना, भागना, crawling, running, walking, all these things, right? Within a year, such kind of differences are observed in all the living things. especially I'm giving you example in terms of human beings right now. What does it indicate? It indicates the growth and development, which is a continuous phenomena up to a certain extent. Okay, so we can say growth is a well orchestrated process, मतलब very well planned and very well managed होता है. And but then it's, as I mentioned, it is not the exclusive characteristics of a living being. Why? Because we already have discussed. You must have observed that the sand mounds, मतलब जो sand का like रेत के ढिगारे रहते हैं, even the boulders, that is the boulders मतलब बड़े बड़े पत्थर, even they can grow. मतलब definitely we need the external factor to implement there so that they can grow. मतलब किसी को वो जाके वहाँ पे और रेत ऐड करना पड़ेगा या फिर निकालना पड़ेगा kind of thing, या फिर पत्थर को तोड़ना पड़ेगा या फिर उसको और पत्थर जोड़ना पड़ेगा kind of thing. But that also is a kind of growth, though it's not the growth which is happening from within the organism or within the system. It is also a growth which is happening from the external system. Okay, but then this cannot be called as a true growth because we are having an external factor. In case of living beings, the growth actually happens within, like it is something which is happening within the system, and that's why it becomes one of the characteristic feature of a living beings, which is not really possible in case of the non-living. So this is the second point, right? Growth. Now the third point, ऐसा भी देखो, first point हमें क्या देखा कि born हुआ है, now survive करना है, survive करने के लिए क्या चाहिए? एनर्जी चाहिए. एनर्जी कहाँ से आएगा? केमिकल मॉलिक्यूल्स से आएगा. केमिकल मॉलिक्यूल से एनर्जी बनाने का प्रोसेस को क्या बोलते हैं हम लोग? मेटाबॉलिज्म बोलते हैं. मेटाबॉलिज्म क्या होता है? एनाबॉलिज्म एंड कैटाबॉलिज्म दो टाइप का होता है. एक में एनर्जी बनता है, एक में एनर्जी रिलीज होता है. नाउ तो एक बार ग्रोथ हो गया, सॉरी एक बार बर्थ हो गया, देन द ऑर्गेनिज्म need to survive and show growth and development. So growth and development is another feature. Now when the organism is showing growth and development, as I mentioned, it is not an infinite or unlimited kind of process कि हाँ मतलब बढ़ते जाए, not like that, right? We have a particular system, we have a particular time period, and we can only show a growth to that extent. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोग का हाइट मतलब स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम द बर्थ टिल द डेथ हम लोग का हाइट बढ़ते जाता है. नो, इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट. It has a limited thing. Even our organ system, our body system, it's not like कि एक बार चालू हो गया तो वो बढ़ते जाता है. No, it is have a particular. Just imagine a simple example. अपना heart. Every time we say the heart is in a shape of what? Fist. अपना hand fist, right? So जैसे से हम लोग बढ़ रहे हैं उसका भी तो साइज मतलब बढ़ना चाहिए, and it actually बढ़, but in a very much proportion to your body size, right? Same goes to your liver. ऐसा नहीं है कि liver बढ़ते जाए एकदम बड़ा हो गया है. No, it is in proportion with your body size and your body structure. So all these things what indicates that the growth and development are not an infinite process or unlimited process, but they can actually happen only up to a certain in a particular time period. Okay, and but we all know कि it is not something like कि एक बार हम लोगों ने चालू किया कोई process and it will be forever. So after a particular point there will be loss of molecules, there will lack of chemical molecules, फिर energy कम होते जाता है and all. So there will be multiple other things which come into the picture. We all know, starting from the birth, then puberty, then adulthood, and finally the old. So these are few major phases in anyone's life, right? So aging, you cannot say कि मेरे 20 साल पुराना मेरे पास टीवी है, so now the TV is now showing aging. No, but 20 साल पुराना में and now me, I can see the differences, and that is what we can say as a aging, which is a very important factor and can be used as a feature for a living beings, which can differentiate the living and non-living things. You can say aging तो non-living का भी हो सकता है, obviously होता है. You get a TV 20 years back and now you are having the same TV. उसका features will not be as same as जितना वो नया रहेगा. पुराना हुआ है उसका भी wear and tear हुआ रहेगा, कुछ ना कुछ technical issues होता रहेगा. Correct, but this is not something we can actually relate to the living system का aging. Okay, I hope you are understanding the difference between the aging मतलब in how the each factor is having the two sides. So now that's why third important point, that is aging. Uske baad, now life has to continue, right? And hence the organism has to try to produce young ones like itself, and that's the another important point in a picture, that is a reproduction. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम लोग का जनरेशन खत्म हुआ तो अर्थ से पूरा ह्यूमन बीइंग का पॉपुलेशन ही खत्म हुआ. That is not the case. Reproduction is something which is actually continuing the, you can say, what can I say? It's like something which is actually helping us to maintain अपने like अपना अस्तित्व अपने अर्थ पर रखने का एक जरिया is like reproduction. Okay, so we actually continue the lineage, basically, I can say, by the process of reproduction. And we all know, sorry, you might have not studied this chapter, it is not well standard, but I think in school days you must have studied the chapter reproduction, and I think everyone knows there are two types of reproduction, asexual and sexual. What is asexual? Can anyone tell me the basic difference between asexual and sexual?
फ्यूजन ऑफ गैमेट्स नहीं होते हैं असेक्सुअल में, और सेक्सुअल में फ्यूजन ऑफ गैमेट्स होते हैं.
तो असेक्सुअल में अगर गैमेट्स नहीं होते तो क्या होता है?
असेक्सुअल
सर असेक्सुअल में सिंगल पेरेंट इंक्लूड रहता है, सेक्सुअल में दो पेरेंट्स रहते हैं.
Yes, correct point. So asexual में but होता कैसे? Can you give me one example of asexual reproduction?
फ्रैगमेंटेशन होते हैं.
Mitosis, budding.
Yeah, very good. So budding, which happens in is, you can say, binary fission, multiple fission. Whereas, as Kian has correctly mentioned, in case of sexual reproduction, there are gametes are involved, and these gametes are actually needs to be fused in a for a further process. So, if I give an example of a human being, so we have two male gamete, female gamete fuse hota hai, which leads to fertilization. It forms a zygote, which is a single cell. Zygote is a single cell, the first living cell of new life. And uske baad ek baar zygote ban gaya, then zygote undergoes multiple cellular division. So 1 से 2, 2 से 4, 4 से 8, ऐसे करके बहुत सारा multiple division होता है, and it actually gives you mass of a cells. Now this mass of cells actually divide and redivide into a particular type of organ, a particular system, and you will see a complete organism at the end of the gestation period, and that is a sexual reproduction. It is a very complicated process, not a simple one. However, asexual reproduction, you don't require any gametes as such specific. As Srishti clearly mentioned, it is a unisexual, so you don't need any partner in that way. And then it is kind of very simple process of reproduction and mostly found in a lower organism. So अगर तुम लोग bacteria में जाओगे या फिर fungi वगैरह, the higher ones like plants and animals generally prefer the sexual reproduction. Okay, and why it is important? Because it ensures कि मतलब वो species is maintained from generation to generation, so it ensures the continuity of a race. Okay, however, why reproduction is also not the exclusive feature of it is a feature, I understand, but why it is not exclusive feature? Because if you see, there are exceptions. Now you will see what are exceptions. So there are something called as mules. What is mule? Anyone?
Insect.
No, mule. In Hindi, Marathi, we call it khechar. जो North India में mostly during like I think the mountain areas में mostly they use it. It is a hybrid of a horse and donkey. Okay, so it is actually interspecies hybridization. I repeat, it is interspecies hybridization. Inter मतलब two different species के बीच में hybrid बना रहा है, and that is what are two different species. It is a female horse and male donkey, if I am not wrong. There are two terms, mule and hinny, but mule in case of mule, it is a female horse and the male donkey, which are two different species. They are allowed to mate, and then उनका जो progeny या फिर offspring आता है, that is called as a mule. So you will see it is actually having a properties somewhat similar to horse and the donkey. Okay, but since it is a hybrid, it cannot reproduce. Abhi it cannot reproduce. That doesn't mean it is not a living. We can see mules, they are traveling from here and there. They can do all the livings. They are doing all the processes the living beings do. Metabolism होता है, सब कुछ होता है उनके पास, heart है, liver है, organs है, सब कुछ है. But still they cannot reproduce because they are sterile. Okay, and that's why we cannot really say that reproduction is an exclusive feature of living system. No, it is not, because there are exceptions like mule. Another example is sterile worker bees. We all know honeybees. Honeybees का एक पूरा झुंड रहता है, and there are different. I don't know how many of you have actually थोड़ा minutely observe किया रहेगा किसी ने तो. Not all the bees are of same size and same features. इसमें देखा है, there are multiple types of bees within a same honeycomb. Can you tell me, अगर किसी ने देखा रहेगा तो कुछ differences, क्या differences देखा है तुम लोगों ने?
Queen bee.
Wait, Sharon. I think someone else is also saying. Yeah, anyone else? कोई कुछ बोल रहा था? No. Yeah. Okay, Sharon, we can continue.
क्वीन बी हनीकॉम्ब के अंदर ही रहती है, वो बाहर नहीं जाती है.
So queen bees, that is one queen which is actually थोड़ा larger in size, and उसका काम एक ही रहता है, खाना खाओ और eggs को निकालो. So she is, her job is to lay eggs, and she can lay many eggs a day. Okay. उसके अलावा there is something called as a worker bees. So these are the bees which are actually they are living beings, like they can do, उनका जॉब है कि जाके और नेक्टर वगैरह कलेक्ट करके लाओ, जो हनी बनाने में हेल्प करता है बेसिकली एज अ फूड बेसिकली फॉर देम. तो उनका जॉब है कि वो लेके आओ, वर्कर्स है, दे कैन नॉट रिप्रोड्यूस. रिप्रोडक्शन करने का काम किसका है? ओनली क्वीन का. तो एवरी honeycomb you will find there is a one male also. There is one term for this male of honeybees. I don't remember right now, but I will let you know in the next lecture also. Okay, so एक ही रहता है. So उसका काम है कि to do like उसका काम है to do a mating with the queen. जैसे ही mating होता है, the male partner dies. अब वो कैसे die होता है ना, I keep it up to you. तुम लोग खुद पढ़ो. Okay, I don't want to go in that direction right now because not required. But after that, the male partner dies. Then नया partner आ जाता है, kind of this. मतलब आ जाता है, it's actually developed within the. So that is the way they do. But what I want to tell you that even though it is such a big honeycomb and उसके अंदर सिर्फ एक ही queen रहेगी जो reproduction करेगी, बाकी जो इतना सारा झुंड रहता है, thousands of bees जो रहते हैं, they cannot really reproduce and they are just the worker bees. So because of this is another exception. So because of this, we can see it is a living thing, but we cannot just call it non-living because it is not reproducing. So the whole bottom line of this discussion, क्या बोलना चाहता हूँ मैं? Just because someone is reproducing and someone is not reproducing, we cannot call it living and non-living. Okay. So there is one last line, if you see in a deep point, can we call reproduction as an inclusive characteristics of a life? What do you think? Can we call it? Can we call reproduction as inclusive?
Yes.
Can we call it as exclusive?
No.
Yeah, so it is a inclusive. Okay, so growth is an inclusive characteristic, reproduction is an inclusive characteristics of a life. Now till now we have seen 4 points. Metabolism देखा था, growth देखा, movement, aging, reproduction. Okay. Now as the body loses its capacity to perform the metabolism, the organism dies. Okay, so this is again one of the characteristic feature of a living, but I cannot say it is an exclusive feature. It's the same as कि मैंने कोई machine लाया, उसने बहुत काम किया, after a point the machine lost its potential and फिर खराब हो गया. The same like that. So it is also a characteristic feature, but it is not really an exclusive feature of a life. And then comes the last, I can say, but the most important one is the रिस्पॉन्सिवनेस और इरिटेबिलिटी। जैसे मैंने बोला था कि हम लोग रिस्पॉन्स कर सकते हैं जो कि कोई भी नॉन लिविंग सिस्टम नहीं कर सकता है, राइट। मैंने किसी को थप्पड़ मारा तो वो भी मुझे शायद उतनी जोर से मार सकता है, एंड दैट इज द रिस्पॉन्स वी कैन गिव। ऐसा नहीं कि मैंने पत्थर को मारा पत्थर मेरे को मारेगा, नो, इट्स एज सेम एज दैट। सो एनी लिविंग बीइंग रिस्पॉन्ड टू थर्मल, यू अंडरस्टैंड क्या अरे ये हॉट है ये ठंडा है, so that is the one thing. Chemical, we can see typical reaction like how can I say, मतलब taste wise, मतलब even I can taste कि okay sugar is sweet, even that is a kind of reaction we understand, so even that is a kind of chemical reaction. And then biological change, as I mentioned, starting from birth to puberty to adulthood and finally the old people, like the upper age, basically I can say that is in every stage of life there are multiple things which are actually changing, you know, like internal changes as well as the external changes within the system. Okay, and all these things actually we can say responsiveness and the irritability is the unique property of living beings, because ये किसी भी non living के through you will not be able to observe. Okay, now people actually try for the
Excuse me, sir.
we are doing such a high
सर रिपीट करेंगे क्या? आपकी आवाज नहीं आई थी।
Okay, so मैंने बोला we were discussing the last point about the responsiveness or the irritability, and I can say it is one of the exclusive feature or the most unique property of a living beings. What do I mean by exclusive or the unique property? कि ये सिर्फ living being से दिखा सकते हैं. It will not be seen by any non-living system. Okay, why? Because only we can respond to thermal changes like temperature changes, chemical changes, biological changes जो हमने बॉडी में होता है उसको. But the non-living system, तुम लोग पत्थर को विंटर में रखो, समर में रखो, बारिश में रखो, nothing will happen. Okay, उसका कुछ wear and tear होगा, कुछ टूटेगा फूटेगा, different. But if you keep a same in a similar way, a living system, there you can actually observe a lot of changes. You can observe एक पेड़ है और उसके बाजू में एक पत्थर है. Within a year, starting from the spring to the end of the autumn, basically I can say, there are multiple changes you will observe in a tree, but you will not observe that many changes in the typical non-living system like a rock or any kind of पत्थर जो यहाँ पे रहेगा. Okay, so that is something I am trying to explain यहाँ पे कि what are differences. और यहाँ पे मैंने एक point highlight किया था, that is about the responsiveness, कि हम लोग react कर सकते हैं, हम लोग response कर सकते हैं, but non-living things नहीं कर सकते. And now I was about to say something कि हम लोग ने advancement इतना किया है in the technology. Now there is something called as AI. तो लोगों ने सुना रहेगा word AI. What is AI? AI, artificial intelligence. सुना है किसी ने?
Yes.
Yeah. Read. थोड़ा papers पढ़ा करो. So artificial intelligence, machine learning, there are multiple different technologies जहाँ पे हम लोग actually अभी we are trying to incorporate the things in a non-living things which are not really present within them पहले से. We are developing a robot which is actually behaving just same as the normal human being. You understanding? And that is the power of artificial. So there are multiple such things. This is just for your information, but I'm just trying to tell कि yeah, अभी तक हम लोग का सब properties वगैरह fixed है. We can actually differentiate between the living and non-living, but now we are doing such a kind of technology advancement कि we never know. Future में कोई robot आके भी सामने खड़ा होगा, we cannot be able to differentiate कि वो robot है या real human being kind of thing. And we are active towards that kind of development. Okay, so I don't think that day is very far now. After a few years we might see something like that. Okay, so that is just basic principles of life. What you need to keep in mind: metabolism, growth and development, aging होता है, reproduction होता है, and the last one is responsiveness or irritability. Okay, so now let's come back to why we need to learn this particular chapter. Okay, so there is an immense diversity in a living organism. We all know, starting from viruses to bacteria to the highly evolved kingdom Animalia. Okay, after that, since the time immemorial, variety of organisms are living together on Earth. Right? We all living who like starting from the if I talk about living system, अभी भी हम लोग अब रहते in a city. It's not only human beings, right? There are birds, there are insects, there are dogs, there are cats, there are multiple other organisms which are actually staying together. It's not just exclusively human beings ka area, right? And that will never be, because on the earth we all are sharing a common space. Okay, so in order to understand exactly how the interrelations between the living and non-living, as well as between the two living ग्रुप, मतलब अगर मुझे जानना है कि ओके अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया में क्लाइमेट कैसे अफेक्ट करता है लोगों के सर्वाइवल पे, या फिर इन अ पर्टिकुलर एरिया हाउ द टू स्पीशीज आर इंटरैक्टिंग, ये सब जानना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड दिस नीड टू बी स्टडीड सिस्टमैटिकली. ऐसे नहीं है कि कैसे भी मैं गया और देख लिया है, आई एम जस्ट गिविंग सम काइंड ऑफ information based on what I'm observing. No, you need to have very keen and very minute observations about all these things that will actually tell you कि वो कैसे interact कर रहा है and वो कैसे एक दूसरे के साथ response कर रहे हैं, react कर रहे हैं. All these things need to be studied. Okay, and why it is important? Because this data is important to understand कि वो area में क्या requirements हैं, वो area में रहने के लिए what are the required what are the do's to be in that particular area, what are don'ts to be in that particular area. मतलब मुझे रहना है तो क्या करना है, क्या नहीं करना है, pros क्या है, cons क्या है. All these kinds of information can be obtained from such kind of interaction. Okay, it's very simple ना. अगर मुझे कश्मीर जाना है तो I will take all the preparation for Kashmir. But how do I know कि कश्मीर में ठंड रहती है, बर्फ गिरता है, क्या होता है? Because someone like me know now we can get all this information on one click of Google, but then that was not the case initially, right? So someone is actually doing all kind of studies, all kind of analysis and putting it up all of Google, and that's why we are getting that access within few seconds. So that's why this kind of studies are important, and these are not just limited to one particular field. I can say it is actually important for various different industries. It can be environmental industry, it can be pharma industry, it can be any other industry, and as well as agriculture. Okay, people actually do a lot of intensive laboratory work, field studies in order to identify and classify different organisms. We actually do not have any data for a species. शायद वो कभी अर्थ पे होके चले भी गए रहेंगे, and we could not even identify them before they get extinct, because we have मतलब if you see अभी भी I am sitting in my room and I don't know what kind of bacterial system is present in my room. I have no idea. Maybe I can just start studying the bacteria in my own room and I will get something very unique जो कहीं और नहीं मिलता है. So that kind of things we never know, and that kind of studies are actually becomes very difficult. Similarly, you never know हिमालय में कोई specific species of plant रहेगा that is having a very potential anti-cancerous activity, but nobody else has nobody has studied it yet. किसी को पता ही नहीं कि हिमालय में ऐसा कोई plant रहेगा करके. So that is something I can say avoided if we go for a systematic studies between such kind of organisms. Okay, and that is why now a lot of efforts are being put up in identifying and classifying the organisms to form a strong basis, like जिसको हम utilize कर सकते हैं. We actually forming a lot of databases now जहाँ पे ये सब का information stored रहता है and we can access it anytime. Okay, there are multiple approaches to do all this kind of study जहाँ पे हम लोग identify करते हैं, classify करते हैं, interaction study करते हैं. But taxonomical aid is one of the way to study all this kind of information. So now what is taxonomy? Can you tell me? What do you know by taxonomy? Taxonomy is something where we actually identify, name, describe and understand a particular living organism. It can be plant, it can be microbe, it can be anything. But that is a phenomena. तो जहाँ पे किसी भी plant, किसी भी species को जानना, उसका नाम, उसको नाम देना, उसका डिस्क्रिप्शन देना, उसको क्लासिफाई करना, ऑल दीज थिंग्स आर डन अंडर द रूप ऑफ टैक्सोनॉमी. सो दिस इज अ टर्म जनरली यूज्ड इन बायोलॉजी, टैक्सोनॉमिकल स्टडीज, जहाँ पे अगर कोई नया स्पीशीज रहेगा हम लोग उसका कंप्लीट एनालिसिस करते हैं. ओके, एंड दैट इज कॉल्ड एज अ टैक्सोनॉमी. ओके, आई होप आई एम क्लियर. एंड टैक्सोनॉमिक स्टडी इज नॉट इजी जॉब, और हर कोई नहीं जा सकता ना, कि मतलब किसी को अभी हिमालय में जाके रिसर्च करना है, बट ऑब्वियसली देयर आर रिसर्च कंस्ट्रेंट, देयर आर मल्टीपल अदर रीजंस व्हिच आर नॉट एक्चुअली पॉसिबल. तो वो बंदा हिमालय में नहीं जाता, तो कैसे कर सकते हैं उसको? So for that there are multiple options now available, which includes herbaria, botanical gardens, museums, biodiversity parks and many other things. Okay, जहाँ पे तुम लोग मुंबई में बैठ के भी study the plants which are actually present, do multiple studies on such kind of things. Okay. So this is all about the introduction and the basic difference between the livings and non-livings. Now, as we know what is livings, and we know we need to study the living with non-living. हम लोग को उनका interaction जानना जरूरी है. We know it is important to understand, classify, identify such kind of new organisms. और वो करने के लिए हमको क्या चाहिए? Taxonomical aids चाहिए, and which includes what? Herbaria, botanical garden, museums, biodiversity park, zoological parks. You will find many other things like this. Okay, so now we know what all things we need. So now, you know, from next class we will study all of them, you know, separately. So we will know, we will try to understand what is herbaria, what is botanical garden, what is museum, and what are biodiversity park. So this is not really बहुत इन डेप्थ ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, इट इज जस्ट अ सिंपल इंट्रोडक्शन कि हर्बेरिया क्या होता है, बॉटनिकल गार्डन्स क्या होता है. ओके, टिल नाउ इफ यू आर हैविंग एनी डाउट्स प्लीज लेट मी नो.